Live. Hello.
Hi,
Welcome to Witching Hour. I'm Em,
I'm Kayla.
and we're both loopy.
We're both losing it. Em is a
Loopy.
little sleepy. I'm a little migrainey.
Yeah, I have a sleep disorder and I'm sleep deprived. And Kayla has a migraine. But we both are here because we want to be here with you. Sorry to start off with a complaint right out the
No,
gate. Wow. That
no, no,
was not
no, no.
what I
It's
meant
okay.
to
Here,
do.
I'll spin. We can spin. We're
Okay.
here because we love y'all
We
more
love
than
y'all.
anything.
Absolutely. No, it's true. It's like, yeah, this is what's making us feel better. So
Yeah,
we hope
and
this
it's
makes you feel good too.
exactly,
Wow.
especially in this spooky, beautiful month of October.
Absolutely. Look at that. We are here at the Witching Hour. We're here because of the Trident Network. The Trident Network is a three-pronged network. It's run by Val Agnew, who is usually teching and producing this show. She is out tonight. She is also, listen, she has a baby. She has stuff to do.
Listen, we're all
She,
going through it, and
we're all
time
going
marches
through
on.
it.
Yeah.
But we miss her very much. But she runs the Trident Network, which produces live shows, digital content, podcasts. It's a really cool network of really cool people. So you should give it a like and a follow. Check out the website. It's the reason that we're here. So thank you, Val. If you're watching, you're probably on pain meds and
And I hope that it makes our show a little bit more fun for
a
you.
little bit more fun for you and everybody else. But this is the Witching Hour. We're here to talk about astrology and tarot. Usually our therapists too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both used to be comedians.
Yeah.
And so
I would say in some of our workplace environments, still the best comedians.
in our workplace environments, we're definitely still like the funniest one there. And that's right now
That's
enough.
something.
That's
Yeah.
something. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we should begin this journey together. And I know that we get here's the thing. We like to take it really seriously and not seriously at all at the same time. But we do like to ground ourselves before we begin. So if everybody wants to take a deep breath together, you can close your eyes or not.
And let it out. And if you so feel, take another deep breath in. Ooh. And when you're ready, let it out. And with
Wow.
this breath,
Breath. Now
now
we
we
fly.
fly.
Oh no. That's okay.
Kind of fun. Very Brad of us.
Honestly, I could keep it in for a Brad effect. I could maybe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, little peek behind the curtain there. I'm teching the show tonight, and it's been a sec.
And it's perfect, I think.
And it's perfect. Welcome to our space. Welcome. This is where we like to hang out and talk about just life.
Yeah. This is a safe space. We can be silly, we can be stupid, we can be wrong, but most importantly, we're mainly right.
Yeah, and also this is a communal space. We're here with you, so if you have any thoughts about anything, throw them in the chat. That's how we communicate with you. We want to hear everything that's going on in your heads because we're going to spill out everything that's in ours,
And trust me, it's not always fun.
and it's going to be work,
Yeah.
and it's going to be hard work,
Yeah,
and we're going to get through it together.
exactly. Speaking of hard work, you know what I like to do before I get started on any hard work?
Tell me, what do you like to do?
It's something like grounding, really makes me feel connected with the earth.
Absolutely. I think I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about maybe like an herb of the day?
Oh, baby. That is what I'm talking about.
Wow. This is technically not an herb. This is a spice, but same family.
Same difference.
Today's herb of the day is brought to you by mulling spices because not only is it the season for it, not only do they smell amazing, they make your whole house smell amazing, they're also all really good for you. You
Yeah.
should be making mulled apple cider. You have little excuses. You have little to no excuse. All you need is a stove, a pot, apple cider, and mulling spices. Boom. Super anti-inflammatory. Like really, if you have gut issues, drink this stuff. Same with the apple cider. Um, Absolutely can't recommend it enough. What are you doing?
That's okay. I have something to admit.
Yeah,
I've never had this.
really?
Yeah.
Is this
And
a
let me tell you
Midwestern
why.
thing?
What?
Is this a Midwestern thing?
I don't know. I'm sure it's not, right? I feel like maybe. I don't know. I'd never even heard of mulled wine until I moved to Chicago. But
Yeah.
what I will say is apple cider and slash juice, I don't know what. I have an issue. I have like some kind
Mm.
of sensory issue. I don't know what the deal is. It makes me feel empty on the inside. Have you ever had that feeling in your stomach?
I don't feel that with apples juice. Well, I feel that with apples sometimes. Like if I am hungry and I have an apple, it somehow makes me hungrier.
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
And
And I
here's what I'll say. I did
suppose
bring this up with no answer. Nothing. I didn't know how this would end.
no, but I guess I do recommend, like, I think of this as a drink to have like after dinner and
Ooh,
you're having like dessert and it's kind of like you're already full. And
nice. Can you do it like as tea too, or does it have to have the apple cider?
no, you can get, I mean, like the mulling spices themselves are, it's typically, you usually see it with like apple cider or red wine.
Mm,
You could definitely put it in other things, but it's just a mix of spices that is like, there are different combinations of pretty much like cinnamon, clove, orange peel, cardamom, star
all the things I
anise.
love.
What else? I had a bunch of them written down. Mm,
It looks like
Nutmeg,
I see a
cinnamon,
little
allspice,
caravanese.
ginger, clove, yeah, all that good
Nice.
stuff. But pretty much you can steep it like tea. That's how you make it with apple cider. You can add brandy, or you can just keep it the apple cider. You can. Oh,
See,
check it out.
I'm pretty in. I'm pretty in because you know what I love? Anti-inflammatory stuff.
Yes, you can also just make your own batch of this if you know a place that has whole spices.
Ooh, if you know, you know.
Get that little pestle and mortar.
Nice.
Or no,
Be
wait,
a
yeah.
witch. Be a real witch this October.
Be a real witch this October. So that's what I got. Yeah.
I love that.
That
Okay, you have inspired me. You have inspired me. I will be doing that this season.
Good. Um, well, we hope that you try that as well, and let us know if you know anything else that mulling spice would be good to put into.
Yeah.
Anything? Don't we? Oh, and also, I know sometimes we talk about smoking things. Don't smoke this.
No,
This
no,
is
no.
purely
That I
for steep, steep, drink, drink. Safety is sexy, people.
Yeah, we got to take care of our bodies. I don't know why
Well,
I've been feeling a lot that way this week. I've been feeling like, oh, something, not that I feel older, but something I'm like is like, I really have to take care of my body. And that feels like a duh. But I feel like something about this week is making me really feel that way.
yeah, I feel that the older I get, the more I have to do just to be at the same level that I was when I was younger, having without doing any work, and that
Yes.
pisses me off.
Yeah.
And it's also nothing I can do about it. Um, I feel that constantly about everything. I feel that about I got diagnosed with sleep apnea, borderline sleep apnea. I'm gonna start using a CPAP machine and see if that helps.
And if
I'm
you
31.
subscribe to our Patreon, Em will think about letting you see a 5-second clip of it.
I'll take a video. I'm leaning into it. It is yeah. I'm if you are on testosterone, whoever, no matter your gender, if you're on testosterone therapy, you should get a sleep study because it can give you sleep apnea potentially.
So just a heads up.
So just a heads up, you can be a pretty healthy non-smoker and you can still have sleep apnea. And my one of my friends told me that I have a lot of allies in the queer bear community. So I'll be hitting up that Reddit and I'm
Yeah.
sure that they have parties and stuff.
Any of our viewers that are bears, rise up and reach out to Em with any tips, tricks, advice.
Rar.
Bruh,
Um,
oh my God. Perfect. Okay, I
Well,
also, side note, I think this is so funny and I'm kind of enjoying it. You can see the reflection of our green screens in my glasses, and it kind of is giving me like alien vibe
I
eyes.
noticed that too.
I
Is
think it's
that
kind
what
of
that
fun and
is?
spooky.
Is that the reflection of, oh my God, it is.
Yes, isn't
Yeah.
that so funny? So we're really letting y'all peek behind the curtain tonight.
Wow. Well, it kind of looks like the black part looks like pupils. Wow. I
I
really
know,
like
isn't
this
it kind of
effect.
creepy?
This is
But
our spooky
woo!
Halloween edition.
Spooky Halloween.
Um, and you know, we also have we have a super moon in Aries this Thursday. That's pretty intense, so it kind
Yeah,
of fits the vibe. We also have been having have y'all had this in California? In Chicago and around here, it's been that aurora borealis has been visible.
they're saying that sometime this week we should be able to see it in LA.
Okay, that's so. I couldn't really find much written about this, but the only time that aurora borealis is visible is when there's like a geomagnetic storm, and it comes and brushes up against like the Earth's atmosphere, breaks through, and causes the light to shift. That's like as far as I can understand it.
Wait, can I piggyback on this? And maybe this is a high thought and you can shut it down.
Yeah.
But wait, say the name of it again. How do you say it?
The name of the storm?
Yeah.
It is a geomagnetic
I
storm.
know the aura. It starts like aura. What were you
Oh,
saying?
oh, aurora borealis.
Something about that when I heard that, it almost sounds like Ouroboros. You know what I mean? Like the snake that
Yeah.
eats its tail. And I wonder if there are any like connections or similarities to like astrologically what's going on and like the myth and story of that. Is that crazy to think?
I don't know anything about the myth and story of that.
I think it's just like a reminder that everything is cyclical, right? Like like every death is a rebirth, every birth is a death, that kind of vibe.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I wonder if it has to do, I don't really know anything about this geometric storm, but we've been having all these like crazy natural disasters. So I guess wonder if it's some kind of sign. You know what I mean?
I think it can't not be because also like Aries very much is about like confronting full force, cutting away bullshit, death, rebirth.
Right?
Is Aries card isn't death, is it?
I
No.
don't think so because it's like Pisces is the death and then Aries is like the start of a new cycle, like the birth of it. So I do wonder because also Pluto I believe is in retrograde and maybe there's something else that's like with the astrology with America as well. Like a lot of things are kind of coming up about new cycles, new things happening. I don't know. Something just, a little gravity bong thought.
True. Here's one more high thought, and this is kind of related, kind of not. But I keep saying Aries, but Aries is also the god of war, right? It's spelled
Yeah.
differently.
It's ruled by Mars,
AR,
right?
huh?
Isn't it ruled by Mars? Am I right or wrong? Let me Google
Let's
it.
check. But it's spelled Ares. I know that much, and I know he's like the god of war and death. I'm
And
just
it's ruled by Mars.
so that's got to be related too.
Yeah. Something that I think that my past year has taught me is I like did not have a good relationship with anger or conflict or confrontation. And it is like now because of like my therapy and maybe like where I am in life, I'm like, oh my God, anger is also just an expression that something is very important or matters to you. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah,
it can
and
still be
then
such a important emotion in like manifestation and like meditation and stuff. I did not get that for like 30 years of my life.
yeah, just like I mean, just like anxiety is you know it could be over disproportionate, but it still means something.
Yeah.
And I think anger gets a bad rap because there's so many people, mostly men, who can only express. That's like one of the only emotions they can express.
Yeah. Or it's not like they haven't like sat down and talked with anger and like understood it, you know?
Sit down and talk with anger.
Come on, why
Come
not?
on. Should we do a spread with that in mind?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Cool. I think we used my deck last time, so I'd love to use one of
Yeah.
your many
Let me
decks
go
you
let me go
have.
get let me go get one really quick. I wasn't prepared.
Oh, that's okay. Kayla has so many decks. I only have one. That's okay. You don't need more than Don't need more than one. This is a good reminder that you only need yourself and a tarot deck, and fuck around with it. And you can always look up what the cards mean. There's no shame in that either. I like to use the tarot book. It's called, let me grab mine. I wasn't prepared either. Hang on.
I know. But here we are. We're all here together.
Yeah, but I do love, there's a book, it's called Fearless Tarot. And if you don't want to buy something, well, I can't get it.
Down.
Well, that's okay. Elliot Adam is a great person to follow on Instagram for free.
I just ordered a new tarot book called 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack, and I'm so excited about it.
What is what is it about?
It's apparently supposed to be like the tarot Bible, is what people have said for a few years. So, and she
Cool.
also is like a comic book writer, so I think she has just like a very like imaginative, like fun approach to tarot. So I'm really excited to like see what her vibe is.
Oh yeah, I like that it's like you can be like constantly learning new things.
Yeah, yeah. And I got it from abesbooks.com, which is amazing. It gives you all these secondhand books. So, and it's a nonprofit. So the money is going good and you're not spending a ton of money, you know?
Fucking love that.
Okay, I have
Um,
some options for us.
huh,
So I have my classic community read cards, which is my stained glass cards here. Or I have my pot tarot right here.
okay,
Or I have, which I was gifted by my sister, the Alice in Wonderland tarot deck.
interesting.
So, how are we feeling?
Um, I kind of like the first one, the stained glass.
Stained glass?
Beautiful.
Okay, let's do it.
And
So,
it's a full Aries moon, anger cutting through the bullshit. Anger is a positive thing.
yeah.
Anger as a, oh, you know what? I was talking with a friend a while back about that, specifically in relation to our families. And what we landed on was like when you're angry in like a non-productive way, it's like burning yourself. But
Mm,
when you're angry in a productive way, it's like a purifying fire.
yes. Oh my God. It's almost like how farmers have to like burn the soil for their crops so that they can grow back better and like healthier.
Totally. Or like a controlled burn.
Yeah. Okay. As we're thinking that, I'm shuffling. So let's see. What do you think? Like two cards?
That sounds amazing.
Okay. Whoops. All right. The first card I have, the Six of Cups.
So that's very much like an inner child card right off the
Yeah.
bat.
And then let's see, what else do we need to know? And then the reverse Knight of Pentacles. So,
Reverse Pentacles.
so mine are Arcana cards. So talking about like the day-to-day energies. Can you see that? Yeah, good enough.
Mhm.
Sometimes this does feel like an inner child card, but I don't know why. Sometimes this card is like, who is pulling one over on you? I don't know. Maybe that like speaks on my childhood trauma.
The
But
Six of Cups feels that way to you?
yeah, because sometimes, oops, where did I go? Sometimes it feels like, you know, you have this person has these flowers all down here already, and this person is just offering them more flowers. So it's a reminder that like just to me, it's almost like reflecting on like who you listen to, how they make you feel. I don't know
Mm,
why. Sometimes I feel like I know that that's not like a super traditional reading of that card, but I don't know why that card has just always made me feel that way.
it's interesting. I mean, it all like it's all about how it hits you, right?
Yeah,
So
right?
you learn about yourself through that. I mean, I guess I always see it as inner child or like the past in general card. Um, Acceptance of your past and all versions of yourself leading up to now. Um, yeah, bigger picture kind of feeling.
Because I feel like sixes too, like to amplify what you're saying, I feel like sixes have like this kind of like reflective nature from them. Like We just got through the conflict or change of the 5,
Fine.
and so we're kind of like reflecting on what just happened and how we want to move forward, right?
I'd be into that. Yeah. Um, I'm flipping through my Fearless Tarot book.
Oh yeah, let's see what Fearless says.
One,
Maybe
two.
I'm feeling that way too because we like the intention was anger or like
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of anger about my childhood.
yeah,
So there's a lot of like validating anger in that.
yeah,
Yeah, this is saying the past, looking back on it in its totality, um, goes into things like basic needs, things like that. So I think this like also kind of is like taking care of that inner child, making sure
yeah.
basic needs are met, love and acceptance, the things that you can give to yourself in that way. Um, I don't know. Does it hit you in a certain way as far as it relates to anger and like the way you see this card in like a
Because it's like I guess in through my lens of how I talked earlier, it's also like the wisdom of like the years behind us, right? The like the wisdom that we gain from those experiences, like nostalgia and then being for real about what it was, right?
yeah, I think like I often think of like if I could go back with this knowledge now, and I'm like, no, but that's exactly the point. Is that's how I got the knowledge, and that's how I like. There is no having it both. Yeah, I'm gonna look back on this time and be like, I didn't realize X, Y, Z.
Yeah, but now I can, right? And that is what allows us to like move past that 6 onto the 7, right? Is like accepting and like using that reflection and those powers and the wisdom that we have from just like living to like keep going, right? And like finish the cycle.
Yeah, I guess the way it relates to anger for me is in that way of like I think it's very much a balance for me to like something that happens in therapy is like is allowing yourself to get angry and allowing yourself to be like
Yeah.
I wanted to be raised differently. I wanted this from my like it's like whatever it was you went through when you were younger. And it's like validating those emotions by letting yourself get angry, but then not getting stuck on it and not
Yeah.
letting it be like put you in a victim mindset for everything and be like because of this I can't do this, and because of this I'm like there is a certain level of moving forward, and you don't get to actually I think it's James Baldwin who was like where you come from doesn't dictate where you go or something
Yeah.
like so trying to have both, yeah, that's hard to do.
Yeah, totally. And
Really
like
easy
what
to
we're
put in
talking
our
about,
head.
anger is such an interesting emotion to like work with, right? And to like move through and to help like motivate you in a way that is like progressive versus like keeping you stagnant.
Totally, yeah,
Yeah. Because
that's
then, which I think kind of plays into the reversed Knight of Pentacles. Because to me, this one is like a slow and steady journey. So it's like a reminder of like maybe patience. Um, patience in like the present moment, right? Because pentacles are all about like the journey that we're on and our day-to-day action. So it's like remembering the wisdom and like using that anger to move you forward and like allow you to flow easier. And that might take some time, right? It's like a slow and steady journey.
yeah, the Knight of Pentacles is I think it's the only like horse card that is not moving.
Yeah.
I'm correct, and I think I am. And yeah, it's he's sitting still on the horse holding the thing. So it is very much a card of like s- sometimes doing nothing is doing something.
Yeah.
It's the whole like, don't just do something, sit there, like there is something to be said for waiting in something. But this one is reversed.
Yeah.
So it could mean some kind of actually being stuck or actually needing to break out of a waiting period. Um, yeah,
Well,
I think like anger can be like helpful in that way, in breaking out of something like that.
uh,
Getting pissed off at something is a way to wake up sometimes.
yes. Well, I think that that's so interesting because I did take a little peek at the bottom of the deck, which sometimes I'm like, help me clarify or like remind us something. And it's the reversed Hierophant, which to me is like, you gotta be like rejecting not being flexible, right?
Yeah,
You have to be flexible to get unstuck. You got to be flexible as you like look at the past and learn how it teaches us how to move differently in the future, right?
that was at the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
Wow,
I know, 'cause
trifecta.
I feel like these two, like this is like the what, and these are like the how.
Yeah, and it's so true. Yeah, like anger, uh, Aries full moon. I feel like is reminding us of anger as like a positive emotion, a emotion like that we should let ourselves feel, and if we don't, it is going to build up.
Yeah.
So
And
find the good
sometimes
times
like
to express it.
yeah, like anger is such an interesting emotion that like fire, like we said, can't always be controlled. So it's good for us to be like flexible as we're like learning those lessons or like flexible in the timing of things or flexible in how karma comes to other people or to us as well, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot to be angry about. So
Yeah. So be flexible and learn.
be
Maybe you're
flexible
gonna
and
learn
learn.
a whole way to be angry, or like a way that is like really motivational to you
Yeah.
or inspiring
Inspiring.
or inspiring.
Thanks, thanks for letting us use your deck.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope it was fun.
I had fun.
I had fun too. Okay, good.
All right. Well, I'm going to put us back into these sizes that we were in before because if you saw us do that and you were like, hey, I want to do a spread, well, you're in luck because we're going to do a communal spread. Um,
Yes, that's super serious.
it's super serious. And you saw that we ended up doing a three-card spread. That's very appropriate because that's a very common format. There's a lot of three-card spread formats. There's like situation, action, outcome. There's past, present, future. We're going to do our favorite three-card spread with all of you in the chat. Um, this one's fuck, Mary kill.
Hell,
And this is mandatory participation. We're
and
going
what
to,
you say goes forever.
what you say goes forever.
This will
So
be on YouTube
who's
later, and we know that will last forever.
being recorded? That'll last forever. Drop in the chat what your fuck, Mary kill is. We're going to draw three cards, and we are using the Spooky Tarot deck by
Ooh,
the Spooky King. I'll drop his. It's literally just the Spooky King,
hell yeah.
and he made this deck of really spooky characters that we're going to be using because it's Spooky Month. And you have to choose one to fuck, one to marry, one to kill.
Classic.
The first one we have, okay, so this one is interesting. So they're all a little bit different style. But first one is the High Priestess. And I'll give you a sec to see that on the
I
screen.
love this artwork.
So she is, I couldn't tell you exactly what she is. Some kind of spider-like creature, maybe. Very sexy. It looks like she has like heels,
Like a
but that can
sexy
also just be her like,
spider pumpkin.
yeah. High Priestess also, of course, is a major arcana card, very powerful,
Yeah,
very
connected to the third
spiritual.
eye up there in
Yeah,
the moon.
got that third eye in the moon. Yeah, so I feel like a very intuitive partner could be marriage material for that reason. Like would
Yes.
be very warm and nurturing, I think. Right?
Yeah. I think the like kind of like head in the clouds a little bit though. You know what I mean? Because it's about like all about the subconscious mind and mysteries and discovering things about yourself.
Yeah, I think you would have to be in an open marriage with
Yeah.
her, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Or you'd get to be in an open marriage with her.
Yeah.
Our second card is the Empress.
Ooh. Oh,
Right.
good choices.
Okay, and this one is under like a blood moon, um, cradling a little pumpkin baby. So again, very
Nurturing, giving mom.
giving, very nurturing, very earthly, earth mother. Um, it looks like it's like she's literally a tree come to life. Um, so like very connected to your roots, very like
Something about it is like
Grounded.
ancestral about this type of artwork to me for this one.
Totally. It's like folk art.
Yeah, totally.
Our third card is the Hanged Man.
Oh, oh,
So
giving
like
vamp.
it's vampire for sure. So it's like you have to, it's either you're into vampires or you're not. I feel like that's
And I
usually
am. This is a really hard
you
spread for me.
are.
I really am.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah,
Well,
I would say Van Helsing was probably one of my very first like queer sexual awakenings. Maybe not my very first, but one of them, I would say.
interesting.
The Dracula's Bride's always hot, always having group sex, always having a good time, it seems.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's like you'd be turned into a vampire, which is probably not bad.
Yeah. I don't want to live forever, though, is the only thing. So I would request to be killed at some point.
I think you could do that too. Because as long as you're not like what's her name? Kristen Dunst in Interview with a Vampire, where she gets like stuck as a little kid and then she's all horny and she can't do anything because she's a little kid forever.
Yeah.
Um yeah.
Crazy time to live.
I have not drawn the Hanged Man very often.
But maybe that's the thing is maybe this person would give me a different perspective on living forever,
Yeah, that
just like
is
the
kind of
handman does.
hmm. Yeah. Maybe that's what marriage is. Maybe that's what you need. I don't know.
Who
Sounds like
knows?
you kind of know.
Yeah. Huh. I do. What do I want to do? Do you know what you're gonna do?
I think I do, and it's
Okay, you
not
go.
gonna be. I don't think you're gonna like it. I'm gonna kill your man. Unfortunately, I'm gonna kill
Get
the
it?
hanged man.
I'm honestly borderline.
I'm gonna marry the empress and fuck the high priestess.
Mm. Okay, I do agree with you because I would be fucking the high priestess as well. Because I don't think we could be married because I'm two double Pisces. Like it would be nice to like fuck, smoke weed, like talk about things, but then we have to like not see each other for a little bit, you know?
For sure.
But I am kind of caught between the Empress and the Hanged Man because I do okay, I am gonna kill the Hanged Man, sorry, like and maybe in another lifetime.
Wow,
But
I did
mainly
not
because,
expect
like, if
that.
I'm gonna be married, I just wanna be taken care of. You know what I mean? And the Empress is gonna
Yeah.
do that. The Naked Man is always gonna try to get me to see, like, the grass is always greener, and, like, sometimes I'm just too angry to do that.
Mhm. Wow, that was a full
I know,
turn. That was a full turn. I thought I knew what you were gonna say, and then you fully turned it around on me. Wow,
yeah. So,
both
I actually fully
surprises.
you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Sometimes life surprises you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, looks like y'all were too shy to put it in the chat, but we know that you thought it and
And thoughts are real,
thoughts are real. So thank you
but
for
they're not yeah, so think about that.
thinking about that. And thank you to the Spooky King for these spooky, spooky cards.
Yes.
Yes. Well, y'all, there's a lot of changes in life, work, all these ups and downs, and it seems like we can't rely on anything at all, right? Wrong?
Right.
Right.
No. What?
No. What? We can rely on the moon. What?
Oh,
The moon goes through the same cycle every single month. I know that the moon is real. I know that the effects of the moon are real. Talk to any doctor who's worked in the ER on a full moon night. Ask them. They'll tell
yeah.
you. They'll tell you
They have tons of education, way more than me, so I do trust them.
way more than me, way more than us.
Yeah.
So if they think so, those nerds,
Then we
absolutely.
have to believe them.
You gotta believe them. But you can also choose to believe whatever you want. I do believe the effects of the moon are real. The
Same.
effects of the planets are real. The supermoon in Aries this Thursday. I mean, I feel like the effects of that can be felt like throughout the week. Um, and especially, I've been thinking also like too, like we touched on this earlier, but the aurora borealis being visible um, is very much like from the inside of our sphere, it's very like I guess it reminds me of the Hanging Man right now, because like from the inside us, it's like these beautiful lights, and then on the outside, it's like this very fast solar winds and like crash and plasma and like blah, and like but to us, it's like just this beautiful display. But kind of like the same how like if you see a star, it's a dead, right? It's a dead burning gaseous dwarf star. Like so the death of that is like from our perspective beautiful. So that does kind of come to what we were talking about as far as like anger and like death being a good thing and death being beautiful with enough perspective. Um Certain, yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
know, I feel like that's kind of like a hard truth to confront. So Aries full supermoon kind of brings to mind just like what are hard truths that you still need to accept and confront. Sometimes it takes a sec, sometimes it's
Yeah.
like too hot to touch, sometimes it you accept it over time, and that's okay for it to not happen immediately. um
Like we said,
but
the reverse Knight of Pentacles, you got to be patient
yeah, you
sometimes.
got to be patient. That's sit on your horse. Don't just say something. Sit there on your horse with your pentacle, and it's okay. That's a skill
Yeah.
too. Is being able to sit in it is something. Man, I'm still learning all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts this full moon. Kayla,
Yeah.
what are you thinking about?
Well, I do think that it is interesting that both of us were talking about anger and stuff. I mean, obviously it's the theme, but also today the sun squares Mars. So I think that that probably is why it's maybe on top of our mind as well. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I just looked it up. I was like, I don't 100, it squares it. So it's like, how are we focusing our anger? So I think that's pretty cool. It kind of goes with our tarot reading, is what it says on the internet right here. But then again, the October 17th, the full moon is in Aries, but then it's also and Venus sextiles Pluto, that's in a retrograde, and Venus enters Sagittarius. So we kind of
Mhm.
have like all this like fiery, darkish energy happening. And I don't mean dark isn't bad, but just like as in like the moon side of us all, right? The dark sides of us all.
Mhm.
So when I was like looking this up and stuff like that, it was like bold moves help us take calculated risk to the next level. So it's like being angry and admitting that you want something that you're not getting, right? Is
Yeah,
like a calculated move that can help us take the next step into getting what we need.
totally.
But because of the Venus vibe here, when it comes to love, it's almost like, loving yourself, loving your passion, loving people around you. It's again, like it's kind of like freaking me out a little bit. I think it goes along so well with our tarot card. It's like, don't feel like you have to stick too closely to a plan, right? It's like all talking about like being flexible and like letting the universe surprise us a little bit, right? So it's kind of like maybe it's a tense week. Maybe you're feeling a little bit annoying because sometimes it's annoying to like be the squeaky wheel, but that's the only way you get what you need in life. I think this, I don't know if you said this, but this is also like, it's called the hunter's moon. So it's all about like gathering what we need for like these next and upcoming winter months. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just got to be out loud about what you need, but then once you say it, be flexible with how the universe brings it to you.
Yeah, I had not mentioned that it's the hunter's moon, but yes, it is. And I hear what you're saying about like you have to let yourself get angry about something instead of just like being complacent because it feels because like anger is uncomfortable, but
Mhm.
you are not letting yourself get angry because it's just too shitty of a situation. Like you need to like anger serves a purpose. There's a reason we still feel
Yeah.
like
It's part of the
evolutionarily
cycle.
like yeah.
And I
Um,
also think that like anger isn't the end of the cycle. To me, it almost feels like the first half of it. And then regardless of if you cut people off, cut things off, or like move through it, you still like have to finish out the cycle of it, right? We
Yeah,
got to
like listen to it. Sit in it. Sit
sit in it,
in it.
honey. Sit
Be
in
the
it.
Knight of Pentacles, honey,
Yeah. And that's a demand.
from us.
So think about that.
Think about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
this Thursday, the new moon is when I will be flying to Canada.
Ooh, that will be fun.
Yeah.
I wonder what will with all these things happening, how those planets moving and stuff will shape your trip in like a fun way.
I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe I'll put it on the Patreon.
Yeah, but you have to subscribe to figure
They
that one
have to
out.
subscribe. And I'll share my CPAP
Nice.
tips and tricks.
Tips.
Wow. Well, can you believe it's already time to close up the circle?
Every time this just flies by, flies by.
Flies on by. Well, let's take a deep breath and return. Oh, wait. Y'all, it's been a sec since I was the tech person on this show, and so thank you
I
very
think it
much
was
for bearing with
perfect.
me.
I think it's
Um,
been perfect.
Thank you so much. Not to this is all to say that we miss Val even more for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. The people who stayed in our audience and stuck through the whole thing. We would like to thank the elements for their assistance, and we'd like to thank our chosen deities for this season. Chapel Roan and Billie Eilish. Leave them both alone. They don't want to talk
Listen,
to you.
don't.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and ground ourselves back in this physical space that we're back in, this house that Kayla and I live in together.
Forever.
In order to do that, let's all take a deep breath in again.
Let it out.
And you can
Maybe
go
one
ahead,
other deep.
one more.
Ooh. And thank you again all for being here. Remember, don't take yourself too seriously, but take your life seriously. Take what resonates and leave the fucking rest. Not everything has to make sense to you.
Not everything has to make sense. We don't understand anything.
None of
Um,
it.
and remember that this is all made up.
Go with grace.
Bye.
Bye.